welcome to yet another exciting episode of Race to August. Solely for the late start of today's program. As I had earlier announced, today we are having independent candidate for Roan Constituency, former District Commissioner for Mr. Joel Chibuye. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. So to the people that do not know you, and the people have been anxiously waiting, who is Joel Chibuye?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Joel Chibuye. I was born in 1968, right here in Rwansha, in Section 3, at house number 32, right at Section 5 clinic. My father was a miner, and when he retired, we went home briefly. I came back into Rwansha, started school at Makoma Primary School, and of course, all the way, I finished school at Roan Secondary School, where I was fortunate to serve as the school head boy in 1988.
Okay.
And thereafter, I did not go straight into employment. I started to fight on my own.
Okay.
I went into business, physically with nothing, financially with nothing, but with a lot of brains. Fortunately enough, I worked very, very hard. I never borrowed from any bank. I worked very hard, and I acquired the capital that was required to run my business, and that was a construction business.
Yes, sir.
All the way, I managed to actually even employ close to 100 people in my construction company, which was called Chips Marketing and Contractors.
Yeah.
And thereafter, when the mines went down in Rwansha under the receivership, when the mines were sold, there were a lot of challenges. People were not unemployed, and I was called by the then chairman for Roan United Football Club, and they co-opted me in as a football secretary, club secretary. That time Roan United was really struggling, and the chips were very low.
Yeah.
But fortunately enough, when I came in with a little bit of my resources, I managed to work very, very hard, and we won promotion to Premier League under my office as the secretary.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, I joined politics. I was in the Heritage Party as a provincial information and public secretary. I left Heritage Party. I came into PF in 2001. All the way, I served in various portfolios such as district vice treasurer. Thereafter, I served as district treasurer. I served as PF district secretary and the PF district vice chairman. Not until when I could not make it through in 2016, when I applied to be considered for the position of district mayor. Unfortunately, it happened so much in a way that it dazzled me. I couldn't believe it, because I was the front line amongst the 7 candidates that had applied to be considered for the position of mayoral.
Yeah.
I don't know what transpired and methods were at play, only to realize that the person that never even applied to be considered for mayoral, he never went for interviews, he never paid anything, and that is Nathan Chanda. Got the adoption certificate at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So instead of fighting, I had to let it go, and I supported him. I was his campaign manager. I pushed in my resources, vehicles, and he won with a very, very big margin. So in 2016, 17, His Excellency Republican President saw it fit to appoint me as district commissioner for Rwansha district, and I'm very grateful for this, and I'll remain indebted to His Excellency Republican President for having given me that opportunity to serve as a district commissioner.
Yes, sir.
I served very well, but unfortunately on the way my contract was running for 5 years.
Yes.
That is 2017 to 2022. But midway through, a vacancy erupted in Roan Constituency, when Hon Joel Chibuye was expelled from the party, and the speaker declared the seat vacant.
Yeah.
So the powers and the party saw it fit that I should represent the party as a candidate in the 2019 by-election.
Yes.
I obliged to leave my office. By then I was even promoted to Deputy Permanent Secretary of the province.
Yeah.
I obliged to leave the office. I came to Roan Constituency, campaigned within 2-3 weeks, and of course the results were not pleasing. I lost the elections, and of course I lost the office. So what followed was I remained in the constituency, trying to work with the people, trying to associate myself, trying to bond myself with the people of Roan Constituency until up to 2021, hoping again that I was going to try to apply and be considered for the same position.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, again, I should say unfortunately, others may say fortunately, I was not adopted under the Patriotic Party ticket.
Yeah.
The same person who got my adoption in 2016 was adopted again. So many people in the constituency Kusanta saw it very unfair. They received it with a lot of mixed feelings.
Yes.
Especially that from the time that I lost the elections, I never abandoned the constituency, I never abandoned the needy, I never abandoned the people. I went through thick and thin, helping the people, working with the people of Roan constituency.
Yeah.
So they thought it was very unfair, the treatment that I was given. Yeah. In short, they came to me and said, Mr. Chibuye, forget about what has happened. So we, the people of Roan constituency, what we are saying is we want you to stand as an independent and we are going to support you.
Yes, sir.
And I had no options but to go for it.
Yes,
that happened after UPND came, offered me an adoption certificate, I refused. NDC came, they offered me an adoption certificate, I refused. I said it was not going to be better for me to cross from PF into another party. Better I just go independent.
Okay.
So there we are today. I'm standing as an independent.
So you have got a very rich CV and you've accomplished a lot in your life. People might be wondering, after not being adopted, why did you not support the adopted candidate? There are people who are speculating and they're saying he is a person who has no loyalty to the party because when it was his time when he was adopted, we all rallied behind him. Now that they have given it to another candidate, why can't he just rally behind somebody so that there is no splitting of votes for the ruling party? Because most of your followers are people that are coming from the Patriotic Front. What do you say to people that come out like that?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Actually, in every institution or in every organization, entity, royalty is the number one key. It's a key word actually. Royalty is very, very important.
Yes, sir.
But of course, you can never be royal all the way, while others are not being royal.
Yes, sir.
I was royal in 2016, as I've explained to you, when I was not adopted. Yeah. It was my time to stand as a mayor, and my name excelled from the lower ranks up until to the central committee.
Yes.
How this person traveled all the way to Lusaka in the night to go and get the adoption certificate, endorsed his name, is another story. It's a story for tomorrow.
Yes.
So I was royal in 2016. I said I campaigned for him. I was his campaign manager.
Yeah.
And I pushed in my personal resources. I pushed in my personal equipment to make sure that we won the elections. I was royal. Yes. But I think my royalty was being tested this time around. Not to say that. I am still royal to the appointing authority. Yes. But I thought the manner in which things were done was very, very, very unfair. And coupled with that, a lot of people supported my stance that I was not treated very well. I cannot say much, but what I can say is royalty, yes, has to be there, but it was not, the game was not fairly played. And as such, and as you can see, it's not only in Roan constituency.
Yes.
Quite a number of constituencies are facing the same story that we have in Roan constituency. Yeah. Reasons are simple. It means something went wrong there. Yeah. To start with, in fact, before the adoption, the Secretary General of the party and the Republican president were on record. Yeah. On several forums, they were saying that the party was not going to choose the person that the party wants. Yeah. But the party was going to adopt a person in these general elections that is wanted by the grassroots. Yeah. And my name, if you go to Roan constituency, today I'm challenging you, go to Roan constituency. Yes. My name is all over. Yeah. And the people are saying this time around, we have seen the caliber, the capabilities, the attitude of Mr. Chibuye. Yeah. And I was certain that I was going to be adopted. So that's actually, with all those jargons, many people can say I'm not royal, but I can say I'm one of the loyalist persons in the party by then. Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing that I want to find out is there are rumors that are going around that the Patriotic Front has adopted two people per se. They are funding you as an independent and they are funding Mr. Chanda as the official representative so that they broaden their chances of going through. Is it true you are being funded by the Patriotic Front? You're just coming out as independent, but you're the second option in case what the party has programmed does not go through, in case Mr. Chanda does not get does not win come to August. You're also being funded by the party. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I think Kusanta, what you should bear in mind is that there is no way I can take that position to say, and I don't think the party can take that stance.
Yeah.
Yes, I've read on certain platforms, media houses, where His Excellency the Republican President has actually come out to say, well, even the independent people are my children.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with him, because he's my president. I voted for him. So no one should come and block me to say he's not your father. The president is the president for all Zambians, even those that did not cast a vote for him.
Yeah.
And it's very, very correct to say that. So for someone to say the PF has cast 2 nets in case this one misses, the other one should catch, I think it's being unfair. From the onset, I've gone into the race as an independent.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I'm footing everything personally. I'm doing everything personally. If that was the case, I'll give an example. If that was the case, that is what the party is thinking. Why is it that they are vandalizing, they're tearing my posters if they think that we are partners?
Yeah.
The issue is there is no relationship between the PF candidate in Roan Constituency and me.
Yeah.
I have my supporters, he's got his supporters. If we were to be saying, okay, let's go this way, I was going to be soft, he was going to be soft.
Yeah.
But as I'm telling you now, I've suffered a lot of victimizations, my people have suffered a lot of intimidations, my posters are being torn. Just last week, my billboard, which costed me about 12,000, was erected at 18 hours. The following morning, we found everything vandalized, torn in 2 pieces. Yeah. So there's no iota of truth in what people are saying. Those are just insinuations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, moving forward, Honorable, when we look at Roan Constituency, what is the vision that we have for Roan Constituency? Why should the people of Roan Constituency cast their votes on you?
Roan Constituency predominantly has been a mining town all along. As I said, my father was a miner. Yeah. And we all realize, you agree with me, that copper is a diminishing asset. Yeah. And it's time that we start moving away from the sentiment or the idea that we shall continue depending on copper. And I'm coming in, as I told you, I'm coming in from the private sector. Yes, I'm coming from a business world, where I know that if I don't wake up and work, I'm not going to put bread and butter on the table. My children will not go to school. Yes. So I'm coming into Roan Constituency as an MP in order to come and offload certain ideas, just like the government said, I think 2-3 years ago, when they came up with a document called the 7th National Development Plan, yes, where they are saying we need to diversify the economy. I totally agree with that. We need to diversify the economy, starting from Roan Constituency. Yes. Roan Constituency is not going to depend on copper forever. Yeah. This is the time that you need someone with fresh ideas to come and see how best we can diversify the economy. Where are we going to depend? Yeah. That tomorrow copper will not be there. My vision that I'm sharing with the people of Roan Constituency, everywhere that I go, is one, we need to emphasize on farming. Yeah. We need to emphasize on aquaculture farming. Yeah. We need even to emphasize on industry creation. We can create industries in Roan Constituency. I know that we can create a milling plant in Roan Constituency. Yeah. Too much maize is coming from this side. Yeah. Once we create a milling plant in Roan Constituency, an industrial milling plant, we shall be able to be adding value to the maize. Yeah. Maize has got a lot of byproducts. Yeah. When we do that, we shall be creating employment. We can also go into the tailoring industry. We are aware that we had silos in Rwanda, yeah, but since silos went under, nothing has happened. What I'm trying to say is, when I come into office, I want to create every opportunity for every person in Roan Constituency, and I want everyone to participate, yeah, starting from the youths, the women, and the men. Yeah. If we were to create a tailoring factory, I can assure you that we've got a lot of schools in Roan Constituency, and I'll make it a point that no one is going to buy anything like uniforms from outside the constituency. Yes. The same factory, we shall get all the school uniform designs, do them there, make them and sell them to the parents at the cheaper and lower prices. Yes, sir. So there are so many things that I'm looking at.
No, that is actually very good, Honorable. The other thing that is on everybody's mind here in Luanshya district and particular Roan Constituency is the issue of illegal mining. We've seen a lot of youths that have been imported from outside, even our local youths, who are saying since there is no employment, they are going into the mines. But we are hearing every now and then there are accidents because the mining practices that are being conducted there are not happening. There is no safety per se. So when you are elected member of parliament, how do you plan to deal with the issue of illegal mining? Are you for the idea or you are against the idea of illegal mining activities?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sand. Again, you know, anything that goes with the word illegal is illegal. There's no two ways about it.
Sir.
And an MP is a legislator.
Yes.
MPs goes to parliament to make laws.
Yes.
And what I would not want is to be associated with illegalities.
Yes, sir.
So if there is anything that is called illegal, it will be my role and duty as an MP to make sure that we legalize such a thing.
Yes.
What do I mean? It is painful in as much as we see that our parents, our youngsters, our youths in Roan constituency do not have employment.
Yes.
But we are not going to create employment illegally. We are not going to create employment with the aim of losing lives of our youths.
Yes, sir.
What we want is, yes, there are opportunities in terms of dump sites. What I'm trying to say is it's better we create employment illegally by formulating and legalizing all those things.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to say is, yes, I'm coming in as a member of parliament simply to come and streamline and make smooth all those operations that are taking place at all the dump sites. I am not going to ban them. What I will simply do is to bring all the people together, all the youth together, sit down with them and tell them, ladies and gentlemen, the best way to run these things is A, B, C, D. The best way to run these things so that we insulate ourselves from any accidents is to follow all the mining procedures. Why don't we formulate, why don't we form groups, why don't we form cooperatives so that everyone becomes part and parcel of those entities.
Yeah.
Once we form a cooperative, it will mean that it will be running as a vessel that will bring creation, that will create wealth in the constituency.
Yes.
We want everyone to be employed to that cooperative, unlike it is today. Only a few individuals,
Yes.
few greedy individuals and few greedy politicians are benefiting from what is coming out from those dump sites.
Yes.
So youths, I'm coming to help you streamline, legalize, and save your lives from the accidents that we are seeing day in, day out.
Yes, sir. No, that's actually very interesting to hear, Honorable. The other thing that I want to find out, your detractors, the people that are against your candidacy, have been saying, Honorable Joel Chibuye does not stay in Roan constituency, but he stays in Luanshya constituency. Why didn't he run in Luanshya constituency? Why in Roan when you are not on the ground and you do not really know what the people go through because you are not living in that constituency? You stay here in Luanshya constituency.
Thank you very much. You have already said that those are my detractors. Why are they concerned about my residency? I've told you I was born in Roan constituency. So if this is a game, we are in a game.
Yeah.
You know, we don't look at the body, we don't look at what you know is you must prepare yourself for a game.
Yes.
So those people are talking about me. I think that is very, very in substance. There is no substance in that.
Yes.
The people of Roan constituency wants to hear what is it that Joel Chibuye is going to do. What is it that Chibuye Joel has done? What is it that Chibuye Joel hasn't done? That is what they want to hear. So the question of residency, for example, where does the president stay? The president rules the whole country, but he stays in Lusaka.
Yes.
I'll cite you an example. Well, there are so many MPs who doesn't stay where they represent. Honorable Freedom Scars, Honorable Bowman Musambo, Pavio Makarovo, Anthony Mumba in Kanda, they don't stay in those respective constituencies. What is important is to deliver. Yes. So whoever is saying that Honorable Joel Chibuye does not stay in Roan constituency, they want someone who stays in Roan constituency, that is very, very inconsequential, and we want substance issues here.
Yes.
Let the people talk about substance. We are not going to discuss issues that is very, very irrelevant, I may say so.
Yes.
Just like the saying goes that, you know, simple minds discuss people. Great minds discuss ideas.
Yeah.
So want to discuss ideas. How are we going to improve Roan constituency? How am I going to improve the roads in Roan constituency? How am I going to improve the health sector in Roan constituency? How am I going to improve the education sector in Roan constituency? How am I going to create employment for the youths in Roan constituency?
Yes.
That is what should be the concern. Not Joel Chibuye doesn't stay in Roan constituency. That is very, very immaterial.
Yes. Alright, but the other thing is that a lot of people in our country are complaining about the current state of affairs. They're saying the economy is failing and the PF government has failed to deliver. And you are one of the people that are on record to say you support the current president and the current regime. Is that true, or those are just speculations? Are you for the continuation of the Patriotic Front, or you would love to see a change in national governance?
You see, I want to be very, very factual here. I'm a Zambian, you are a Zambian,
yes.
And whatever the economy is putting on the table subjects every one of us to it.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is infrastructure-wise, this government has performed very, very well. Yes, it's very difficult for people to appreciate because, as you have heard, I don't want to criticize for the sake of criticism.
Yes.
I don't want to criticize because I'm no longer in PF.
Yes.
Many people might say he's talking that because he's not in PF.
Yes.
I want to be very, very factual in what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say, as Chibuye Joel standing as an independent in Roan Constituency, is that the PF government, in terms of infrastructure development, has performed very, very well.
Yes.
Now, what is remaining is that having performed very well in terms of infrastructure, the roads have been done, hospitals have been done. You travel, you are happy now that we have got a very, very international airport. Yes. In Ndola, in Lusaka. You know, I'm lucky, I'm fortunate, I've traveled. It was embarrassing to land at Simon Mwansakapepo International Airport. Yes. Like it's like a shelter. When you're flying out from Dubai, you're flying out from Beijing, and then you come and land there. But today, to even be pleasing you, it will please the investors to come and land at such an airport. Yeah. So, economically, we can only develop economically when infrastructure is okay. What do I mean? We cannot develop economically if the roads are bad. We are talking about farming, diversifying the economy. Yes. How do you ferry the inputs to farming areas where the roads are bad? How do you ferry farm products to the markets when the roads are bad? Yeah. Now that these things have been worked on, I believe if the PF government can put their house in order, it will be now time to start reaping, because everything has been done. Now it's the time to ensure that every Zambian benefits. That's my thinking. That is my thinking.
So you would wish the PF to continue in government?
The people of Zambia have seen, and the people of Zambia have got eyes and ears, so I cannot say for that. I cannot judge for them. Yes. I have my own opinion, and my opinion will be expressed in the ballot box.
Okay, no, that's actually very good, honorable. So, honorable, as we come to the end of the interview, any last words for the people that are watching us live on Facebook and the people that are tuned in from all over the world, and especially the people in Roan Constituency?
What I want to say is I want to emphasize and I want to point to the people of Roan Constituency that this is not the time for you again to make trials, to make experiments. You have seen what others have done. Others, you gave them authority to be in offices for 5, 6, 7, 10 years as leaders of this beautiful town. Yes. And you have seen now they've neglected it. You have seen the roads that you are moving in. You have seen the infrastructure is dilapidated. You have seen the suffering, the levels of unemployment, and yet they brag to be good leaders. They are coming back to you. The simple question you should ask them is, this time around, don't look at a person, don't look at a bigger picture, look at a smaller picture, and that is a person. I know that you are being subjected to a lot of temptations. They are coming the nights to your homes. T-shirts. Get those things and in fact tell them that is too little. How can you get a wage 10 years as a benefit? That's an insult. Yeah. So this time around, create employment, and that person is me. Let us not allow people they forget about you, but I'm sending abantu constituency. This time around, wake up and walk with favor. And that favor is on Joel Chibuye. And that favor will be on the tractor on the 12th August. So I beg of you and I beckon of you that as I've always said, I'll be with you just as I've been with you from 2019, the time that I could not make it through to Manda Hill. This time around, let us all smile together. To be loyal and obedient to the people is good. Yes. So I expect to see you on the 13th, so that we can celebrate and cheer together.
It was nice having you on the program, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Kusanta, and thank you very much to all those that have been listening and watching, and those who tuned in. Thank you very much.
We wish you all the best come to August.
Thank you very much, and I wish Mother Zambia all the best. I wish everyone to cast their votes in peace, and of course, the youth, don't indulge yourselves into illegalities such as throwing stones.
Yeah.
Don't be used as tools of violence.
Yes.
You've got the future, and you are the future of this great nation. Thank you very much.
So that was Honorable Joel Chibuye joining us on this special edition of Race to 12th August. So this is a program where I interview aspiring candidates in the forthcoming general elections. Until the next time, thank you for everyone that's tuned in via our Facebook live stream and live on our various online platforms. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable. That was a good interview.
Thanks very
I
much.
love your energy.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. I can just wonder pressure.